Hi, I'm Birger Vellema. I'm going to talk about the ITIL framework and what got me inspired by the framework. This meant this video is not meant as a training. This is my first video in a series that I intend to make available to you. It's just a very short introduction on the ITIL framework. I'm hoping to get you all just as inspired and motivated to also join me on this journey. Most of my source material I used in this video obviously comes from the PeopleCert or Excelos documentation. When I first got in touch with the ITIL framework about 20 years ago, it just did not resonate with me. Although I have been working in service management ever since that period, it was just until April last year where I had the opportunity to do another ITIL foundation training, which just got me really inspired. It all started making sense. In the end, remember, ITIL is the most adopted framework. There are other frameworks like COBIT, ISO, FITSM, etc. But one way or the other, you will get in contact with a company using the ITIL framework. Now, a bit around the history of the ITIL framework. ITIL was developed by the UK government back in the 80s in response to government and private sector creating their own IT management practices. These weren't necessarily unfit for purpose, but the government recognized the need and benefits of a standardized set of best practices that everyone could follow. After its initial publication in '89, the books in the framework grew to more than 30 volumes. Subsequent versions of ITIL were streamlined, first to 9 volumes and then to 5, to make the framework more accessible and affordable. Its practices also were incorporated within ISO 20000. Around the millennium 2000-2001, the second edition of ITIL emerged. Key improvements included removing duplicate entries and introducing new IT concepts, like additional topics were added such as problem management, incident management, security management, etc. In 2007, version 3 was introduced, further expanding the framework significantly. It emphasized the service lifecycle approach, comprising 5 key core publications being service strategy, design, transition, operation, and continual service improvement. Also, the concept of service value system was introduced, emphasizing value co-creation. In 2014, Excelos was established as a joint venture between the UK government and outsourcing company Capita. This included the ITIL and the Prince2 frameworks. The latest evolution, version 4, was launched in February 2009, which presents a major shift. It aligns with modern practices including Agile, DevOps, and Lean. The focus is on end-to-end delivery, emphasizing collaboration, flexibility, and adaptability. ITIL introduced the service value strain, which integrates activities across service value system. In 2021, PeopleCert acquired Excelos, further strengthening its position as global leaders in the delivery of examination and accreditation services. ITIL has become the industry standard for IT service management. Organizations worldwide use it to provide high quality and cost-effective services. The beauty around ITIL is that it also aligns with other modern practices like DevOps, Lean, and Agile. I'm not going to talk long about this slide. It's just to show you a glance of the framework on a single slide. Most important thing to remember is it is all about the creation of value with our customers and stakeholders. We can, in the end, create the most brilliant products and services. If they are not bought by our customers, there's absolutely no value co-creation. The key concepts of the ITIL framework are the service value system, the four dimensions model, the service value chain, the 34 practices, the ITIL guiding principles, and last but not least, the continual improvement model. Now let's talk a little bit about the service value system. It was introduced with version 3 of the ITIL framework back in 2007. Within ITIL 4, it is even playing a more prominent role. It all starts with an opportunity or demand to create value for stakeholders. As mentioned on the previous slide, the core components of the service value system are the service value chain, also referred to as the organizational operating model, the 34 practices, guiding principles, governance, and the continual improvement model. The service value chain provides an operating model for the creation, delivery, and continual improvement of services. It is a flexible model that defines 6 key activities that can be combined in many ways, forming multiple value streams to create value for the customers or stakeholders. The guiding principles can be used to guide an organization's decisions and actions and ensure a shared understanding and common approach to service management across the organization, even if you don't apply ITIL. The guiding principles, I think, are usable in everyday life in every company. The service value system also includes governance activities that enable organizations to continue align their operations with the strategic direction set by the governing model. Like things in everyday life, there's always room for improvement. Every component of the service value system is supported by continual improvement. ITIL provides organizations with simple and practical improvement model to maintain their resilience and agility in a constant changing environment. No matter which organization we will look at, we always can see these four dimensions in any organization. Organization and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, value streams and processes. The four dimensions are externally influenced by political, economical, social, technical, legal, and environmental factors, or just short, the PESTEL factors. Let's now go in towards those four dimensions a little bit deeper. Organization and people. The complexity of organizations is growing, and it is important to ensure that the way an organization is structured and managed, as well as its roles, responsibilities, systems of authority and communication, is well defined and supported its overall strategy and operating model. The information and technology dimension includes the information and knowledge necessary for the management of services, as well as the technologies required. It also incorporates the relationships between different components of the service value system, such as the inputs and outputs of activities and practices. The partners and suppliers dimension encompasses an organization's relationship with other organizations that are involved in a design, development, deployment, delivery, support, and/or continual improvement of services. It also incorporates contracts and other agreements between the organization and its partners and suppliers. The value streams and process dimension is concerned with how the various parts of the organization work in an integrated and coordinated way to enable value creation through products and services. The dimension also focuses on what activities the organization undertakes and how they are organized, as well as how the organization ensures that it is enabling value creation for all stakeholders efficiently and effectively. The service value chain, also referred to as the operating model of the organization. The steps you see in the diagram can be followed in any order, depending on the situation. Now, let's talk about the purpose of each step, without too much detail. The purpose of the planned value chain activity is to ensure a shared understanding of the vision, status, and improvement direction for all four dimensions and all products and services across an organization. The purpose of the improved value chain activity is to ensure continual improvement of products, services and practices. Organizations are constantly moving. There's always an opportunity for optimization or improvement. The purpose of the engaged value chain activity is to provide a good understanding of stakeholder needs, transparency, continual engagement, and good relationships with all stakeholders. Design and transition. The purpose of the design and transition value chain activity is to ensure products and services continue to meet stakeholder expectations for quality, costs, and time to market. The purpose of the obtained value chain activity is to ensure that service components are available when and where they are needed and that they meet agreed specifications. Deliver and support. The purpose of the deliver and support value chain activity is to ensure that services are delivered and supported according to agreed specifications and stakeholder expectations. The guiding principles. These are recommendations that can guide an organization in all circumstances, regardless of changes in its goals, strategies, type of work, or management structure. Even if an organization not follows the ITIL framework, it is generally applicable for any organizations. The guiding principles are focus on value, start where you are, progress iteratively with feedback, think and work holistically, keep it simple and practical, optimize and automate. What do they all mean, these guiding principles? Focus on value. Whatever we do in an organization, it needs to be beneficial. If it doesn't create value for the stakeholders, we probably shouldn't be doing it. Start where you are. Never start completely new. In a lot of cases, there is already a good starting point that can be used as a basis to help create the desired outcome. Progress iteratively with feedback. Don't attempt to do everything at once. Even huge initiatives must be accomplished iteratively. Try to do things in small, iterative or agile steps. Collaborate and promote visibility. Working together and show what you're doing. Do not work in isolation. Give visibility of the work with people across the organization will help produce the best results, and usually it's great fun also. Think and work holistically. Keep always the service value system as a whole back in your mind. Think about it end to end and deliver the desired outcome. Keep it simple and practical. This probably was inspired by the old phrase KISS, keep it simple, silly. By keeping the steps small, simple, creates a good overview to accomplish the desired objectives. Optimize and automate. Review on how things are working. See which steps can be optimized. Do value stream mapping. Remove waste. Steps which have no value and check if we have any mundane tasks which can be automated. The continual improvement model, which from my point of view is a key element, which needs to play an important role in the DNA of the whole organization. It needs to be supported throughout the management chain. The ITIL continuous improvement model starts with the step, what's the vision? Here the initiatives need to be validated against the company's objectives. Does it support achieving the company's vision and mission? Ensure alignment with the company's overarching purpose. At following steps we are looking at the baseline. Where are we now? Get a clear understanding of the current state. I have seen many occasions which started with a good idea and where people jumped into the execution of the idea, which usually does not give the desired value, nor does it give any clarity if we have achieved any improvement. Did we deliver the desired improvement we intended to achieve? Rushing into execution without understanding the baseline often leads to suboptimal results. Now we have identified the baseline, it's time to describe our desired future state. Where do we want to be? What are the targets? Set measurable targets, use gap analysis and other tools help demonstrating current shortcomings. Next step, how do we get there? Create the improvement plan and specify the steps needed to achieve the envisaged future state. Once done and validated, we move on to execute a plan. Take action. Execute the improvement activities, implement the plan with precision. Also keep in mind the guiding principle, progress iteratively with feedback. At the step, did we get there? Evaluate metrics and KPIs. What did we set at the baseline? What were the improvements we wanted to achieve? Did we achieve them? Did all the targets that we wanted to achieve successfully been achieved? Do we have the desired results? All of this is what we do in this step. The following step, not the last step, but a continuation of the continual improvement exercise. Did we identify new opportunities as part of the previous loop? Are there new activities we can start to continue optimizing the product and service? Can we further optimize the previous task, etc.? In the end, recognize that improvement is an ongoing process. I probably should have mentioned this before the definition of value streams. Value streams are a series of steps an organization undertakes to create and deliver products and services to consumers. I do not want to leave out the value stream mapping as an important activity. Not going to talk deeply about it. For that, I recommend you take a look at the delivery plan and improvement book. More a heads up or awareness call for the nice things to come and the steps, as you can see here on the slides, which can be taken to create, optimize, or improve value streams. I can read them all out, but you all can pause the video for a little moment and read them yourselves. Now the ITIL maturity model, where you can test how the performance is of the different practices. Management practices should support achievement of the organization's objectives and enable creation of value for the stakeholders. Some practices be more important and therefore require a high level of capability. There is no organization that requires all management practices to be at a capability level 5. High capability level provides higher assurance of the fulfillment of the practice's purposes, but it comes with a cost. Cost of management, automation and training, for example. To achieve optimal performance with sufficient level of assurance, organizations should define a target capability level for each management practices. A bit more about the different levels. The first level, level 1. The practice is not well organized, it's performed as initial or intuitive. It may occasionally or partially achieve its purpose through an incomplete set of activities. Level 2. Practice systematically achieves its purpose through a basic set of activities supported by specialized resources. Level 3. The practice is well defined and achieves its purpose in an organized way, using dedicated resources and relying on inputs from other practices that are integrated in towards a service management system. Level 4. The practice achieves its purpose in a highly organized way, and its performance is continually measured and assessed in the context of service management. The fifth level, the practice is continually improving organizational capabilities associated with its purpose. For each practice, the ITIL maturity model defines criteria for every capability level from level 2 to level 5. These criteria can be used to assess the practice's ability to fulfill its purpose and to contribute to the organization's service value system. They are generally available for 15 practices, allowing organizations doing a self-assessment. As mentioned before, some practices may be more important and therefore require a higher level of capability. There is no organization that requires all management practices to be at the highest capability level. Here you can see the overall ITIL learning path. The model, which is a prerequisite for all other modules, is the foundation module. There's also a lot of the information, knowledge that's referred to in all the other modules. To me, if you want to go down the ITIL path, do spend sufficient time on the foundation. Like building a house, it all starts with a solid foundation. There are 3 major designations you can follow. Depending on job requirements or your aspirations, you can choose one of the following paths: practice manager, managing professional, and strategic leader. If you complete all 3 of these designations, you become an ITIL master. From practice management, there are 15 modules, of which you need to complete any 5 of those modules. However, you also can choose from one of the available packages being Monitor, Support and Fulfill, Plan, Implement and Control, Collaborate, Assure and Improve. Bit dependent on your role, you can choose one of these which is closest to your day-to-day work or in line with what you might want to do in the future. There are also 4 extension modules available, not leading to a specific destination, but these are further addition to the framework. The ITIL certifications have been recognized by Forbes as being among the top 10 certificates to have on your resume in 2024. This certification is crucial for anyone looking to enhance their resume, increase their marketability, and potentially boost their salary. Thank you all for watching my short video. It may have sounded all maybe a bit complex, but if you get in towards it a little bit deeper, it all makes sense. I can recommend everyone to follow the foundation training for a further in-depth knowledge on the framework. This is the first in a series of videos I intend to make available. Thank you all. I hope to see you all watching one of my other videos.